first time I saw 78, I was counting the tiles on my bathroom floor. I'd just moved into a new apartment, old building, pre-war. The bathroom floor was black and white octagons, the kind you see in hospitals and old diners. I was kneeling on the cold tile, scrubbing grout, and I started counting. Not because I wanted to, because the numbers forced themselves into my head. 1, 2, 3. By the time I reached 78, my hand was cramping. I looked up. The tile pattern was wrong. The black tiles formed a number, 78. I blinked. The tiles were random again. I told myself I was tired. I'd been unpacking for 12 hours. I went to bed. That night, I dreamed of a staircase. Not the kind from other stories. This one was made of tiles, black and white octagons, floating in darkness. 78 steps. I climbed them. At the top, a door, not wooden, not metal, a door made of light, white light that pulsed like a heartbeat. I reached for the handle. I woke up. The dreams continued for a week. Same staircase, same door. But each night, the door was closer. Not physically, psychologically. I could feel it opening, not from the other side. From inside me, I started seeing 78 everywhere. On the clock at 7:08 a.m. and p.m., on the temperature display of my thermostat, on the page numbers of books I'd never finished. The super of my building was apartment 7B. His name was Mr. Hightower. He had a glass eye that never moved. I asked him if anyone had ever lived in 7H. He said there was no 7H. I asked him about the number 78. He looked at me with his good eye. His glass eye stayed fixed on something over my shoulder. 78 is the number of the key, he said. The key that doesn't open a lock, it opens a decision. And once you turn it, you can't turn it back. He walked away. I never saw him again. His apartment was empty the next day. The super was a new person, a woman who said she'd been working there for 10 years. She'd never heard of Mr. Hightower. I started keeping a journal, not to write down sightings, to write down the gaps, the moments when I lost time. A few seconds here, a few minutes there. I'd be making coffee, and then I'd be sitting on the couch with an empty mug, no memory of walking. I'd be driving to work, and then I'd be in the parking lot with the engine off, no memory of the route. I timed the gaps, 78 seconds, each one, exactly. On the 78th day of living in that apartment, I found the mirror. It was in the basement. I'd gone down to do laundry. The basement was a maze of pipes and storage lockers. At the end of a narrow corridor, behind a water heater, I found a mirror, not a bathroom mirror, a full-length mirror in a wooden frame. The wood was carved with vines and flowers. The glass was dark, not dark because it was dirty, dark because it was reflecting something that wasn't there. I touched the glass. It was warm. I leaned close. My reflection was wrong. It was me, but older. Gray hair, wrinkles, eyes that had seen too much. And on its forehead, written in what looked like ash, the number 78. I stepped back. The reflection didn't. It stayed close to the glass. It pressed its hand against the other side. I saw its mouth move. No sound. But I could read its lips. 78 is the number of the fork, it said. The place where the road divides. You've been walking on one side. I've been walking on the other. But the mirror is thinning, and soon we'll have to choose. Which one stays, which one goes. I ran up the basement stairs, into my apartment. I locked the door. I pushed my dresser against it. I didn't sleep. I sat in the corner and watched the walls. They didn't move, but I could hear them, breathing, slow, deep. 78 breaths per minute. The next day I tried to leave. I packed a bag. I walked to the front door. The door was locked. I unlocked it. It opened onto a hallway, the hallway of my building. But wrong. The numbers on the doors were all 78, every door. 78. I walked to the stairwell. The stairs were black and white octagon, 78 steps. I climbed them. They led to another hallway, more doors. All 78. I was trapped, not in the building. In the number, I spent days trying to find a way out. I broke down doors. They opened onto other hallways, other stairs, other mirrors. Every mirror showed the older version of me, the one with the ash number on its forehead. It would smile. It would wave. It would mouth the same words. Choose, choose, choose. On the 7th day of the loop, I found the key. It was in my pocket. I hadn't put it there. It was brass, old. The bow was shaped like the number 78. I walked to the mirror in the basement. It was still there. The older me was still there. It pressed its hand against the glass. I pressed mine. The glass was warm. It rippled. Like water my hand went through. I pulled back. The ripples spread. The mirror cracked, not shattered, cracked. A single fracture, straight down the middle. The older me was split in two. But it didn't bleed. It smiled. And it spoke. Not with lips, with the sound of breaking glass. 78 is the number of the fork, it said. And you've been standing at it your whole life. Every choice you didn't make. Every path you didn't take. Every version of you that could have been. They're all here. Behind the mirrors. Behind the doors. Behind the number. And now you have to choose. Which one do you become? The one who stayed? Or the one who left? I looked at the older me. Its eyes were kind. Not hungry, just sad. The sadness of someone who had lived a life of compromises, who had taken the safe road, who had counted the tiles instead of stepping off the path. You're me, I said. The me who never took risks, who never moved away, who never changed jobs, who married the wrong person because it was easier than being alone. The older me nodded. And there are others, 78 of them, each one a different choice, a time at life, a different regret. You have to pick one, because the mirror is breaking, and when it breaks completely, all the versions will spill out, and you won't be able to tell which one is real. I looked around the basement. The mirrors were everywhere now, not just the one, hundreds, thousands. Each one showed a different version of me, a me who became a doctor, a me who became a criminal, a me who died young, a me who lived to be 100, a me who was happy, a me who was broken. All of them, all possible. I don't want to choose, I said. The older me shook its head. Not choosing is a choice. The choice to stay in the hallway. The choice to live between doors. The choice to never be anyone at all. I closed my eyes. I thought about my life, the real one. The one I'd been living before I moved into this apartment. The one with its small joys and small sorrows. The one with its unfinished business and unhealed wounds. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I opened my eyes. I looked at the older me. I said, I choose the me who is standing here, right now. The one who is scared. The one who is lost. The one who doesn't know what comes next. That's the only version I want. The older me smiled. The ash number on its forehead faded. The mirror stopped cracking. The ripples stopped. My hand was on the glass. Warm, solid, real. Then wake up, it said. I woke up. In my apartment, the morning light was gray. My clock said 7:08, 78. But for the first time, the number didn't scare me. It felt like a bookmark, a place marker, a reminder that I was still here, still choosing, still alive. I went to the bathroom. The tiles were normal, black and white octagons. No pattern, no number. I brushed my teeth. I made coffee. I went to work. I lived my life. The number 78 didn't follow me after that. Not on clocks, not on receipts, not on license plates. It had done its job. It had shown me the fork, and I had chosen. But last night, I woke up at 3:14 a.m. 3:14. Pie. Not went back to sleep. Then I heard a sound, scratching, coming from the basement. Not my basement. The basement of the old building. The one I'd moved out of. The one with the mirror. I don't live there anymore. But I could hear the scratching, clear as if I were standing in the corridor. Scritch, scritch, scritch. 78 scratches. Pause. 78 scratches. I got out of bed. I walked to my current bathroom. The tiles were different, white subway tile. No pattern. I looked in the mirror. My reflection was me, same age, same tired eyes. But behind me, in the reflection, I saw something. A door. A door in the wall of my bathroom. A door that wasn't there in the real room. On the door, the number 78. I turned around. The wall was blank. I looked back at the mirror. The door was still there. It was opening. Just a crack. And through the crack, I saw light. Amber light, the same light from the basement. The same light from the mirrors. I heard a voice. Not my voice. The voice of the older me. The one from the other side. 78 is not a fork, it said. It's a loop you chose. But the choice doesn't end, it echoes. Every time you make a decision, 78 versions of you make the opposite decision. And all of them are real. All of them are you. The mirrors don't show possibilities. They show simultaneities. They show the truth, that you are not one person. You are 78, and you always have been. I stared at the mirror, my reflection, smiled. Not the older me, the real me. But its smile was wrong, too wide, too knowing. 78, it said. That's how many times you've lived this moment. That's how many times you've woken up, seen the door, and turned away. That's how many times you've chosen to forget. But the number is patient, and the loop is almost complete. On the 78th time, you won't turn away. You'll open the door, and you'll see, all of you. At once, the mirror cracked, not a single fracture, a spider web. And through the cracks, I saw faces. My face, 78 versions, some young, some old, some smiling, some crying, all of them looking at me, all of them waiting. Reached wife for the mirror. My hand went warm. The faces pressed close. Their hands reached for me. I pulled back. The mirror shattered. The pieces fell. But they didn't hit the floor. They hung in the air. Each piece showed a different reflection, a different me, a different life. And then the pieces reassembled. Not into a mirror, into a door. The door from the reflection. The door with the number 78 was in my bathroom now. Real. Solid. The wall behind it was gone. The door was the only thing left. I heard the voice again, not from the door, from inside me. 78 is the number of the truth. The truth is that you are not one. You are many, and the many are becoming one. Open the door, see yourself, all of yourself, then close your eyes. And when you open them, you'll be someone new. Someone who has always been 78. Someone who will never be alone again. I reached for the handle. It was warm. It pulsed. I turned it. I'm writing this on the other side. I don't know where the other side is. I'm in a room. The walls are mirrors. The floor is mirrors. The ceiling is mirrors. And in every reflection, I see myself. Not one version, all of them. The doctor, the criminal, the happy one, the broken one, the one who stayed, the one who left. We are all here. We are all speaking. We are all writing the same words, 78. It's not a number, it's a population, and you are part of it. Every choice you've ever made, another you made the opposite. Every road you've taken, another you took the fork. You are not alone. You have never been alone. There are 77 other versions of you, living parallel lives, making parallel mistakes, feeling parallel joys, and they are all watching you right now. Through the mirror, through the screen, through the space between these words. Don't turn around. Don't check your reflection. Don't count the tiles on your bathroom floor. Just know that the number 78 is not a curse. It's a census. And you are being counted. I'll see you in the mirror. I'll be the one with your face. But older, younger, happier, sadder. All of the above 78. Welcome to the loop. It's good to have you. Finally, all of you.